What's up, guys? My name is Mitch Dyer. I'm sitting here with Marty Sleva.
Hey, guys.
Marty, tell me everything you know about IllumiRoom.
Okay, so I remember
how pumped are you?
This trailer came out a couple months ago, and it was supposedly, I don't know, it seems like an answer to the Oculus Rift, where instead of the headset being around your face, it is the entire room.
Yeah, so we're going to get a look at the projector here. So if you don't know what IllumiRoom is, it's basically just a projector that Microsoft is working on. It's part of the research division's new, basically like a hypothetical what-if cool project.
Sure, sure.
So you put this projector on your table, and it blasts imagery onto your room. So here you can see, like, hey, it's a cartoon world.
Yeah.
Which is something like, I feel like this would be really cool in Borderlands, right?
Yeah,
Like,
oh, yeah.
Here you can, like, it paints your room in almost cell-shaded lines,
Sure,
which is
sure.
really, really cool.
Yeah, you'll see later, yeah, when
Look
you're
at that
firing your
ripple.
gun, your room's rippling, which, okay, first off, that thing kind of weirded me out because
Really?
I feel like I would get motion sickness if
Okay.
my room is rippling like that.
Right. I mean, that's like that's super immersion.
There's
Marty.
a lot of stuff going on
Your
right there.
world is
Yeah.
coming to life, and that's the idea, right? And something here where it's like the rest of the world exists in your room. Look at this.
Yeah.
Like, it's projecting the rest of the environment that you can't see on screen onto your walls.
Onto your walls. I mean, I have to question, like, would this work if I have a window in my room? How would natural light affect this? Do I have to be in complete
Sure.
darkness?
Yeah, and the video goes over a little bit of that, just kind of the unfeasibility of some
I
of
like
the-
this one. I think this one's really cool.
It's really subtle,
honestly.
right?
Yeah.
And because it'll show you here, it's aware of the surroundings of your room. So if
All
you
right.
have a bookcase, if you have the bottom of the shelf there, like the snow is going to go underneath that
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
recognizes the space, which is
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah, very
That's
interesting.
also what we're hearing about Connect 2, is
Okay.
that it recognizes depth and space.
Oh, interesting.
And that kind of plays into something here. Like, I feel like it must be, here we're seeing it being used via a Connect and a projector.
Yeah, yeah.
First off, that's expensive.
That's going to be incredibly expensive.
We're looking at about, how much money do you think we're looking at right here?
10 grand?
That's a lot.
I would have to say. Yeah.
So how do you, I mean, this is apparently supposed to be part of the next Xbox in some capacity, rumors say.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at how how expensive HD TVs were when they first came out compared
Sure.
to now when they're just a bit ubiquitous at Walmart and Costco, I'm sure over time this could become reasonably priced.
Look at that snow, Marty.
I think it's cool. I think
Reacting
this
as
is really
if it's
cool.
a
looking.
space,
Yeah,
like
and
a-
it's falling on your floor and everything. I think that's
You'll
neat.
see it accumulate.
Yeah, yeah. I guess one of my other worries is, we as people who live in San Francisco or anyone in New York or a big city, like I play games in my bedroom, and my
Yep.
bedroom is not big, so I don't know if this would work in a small 9x9 room.
Yeah. And especially here, like, you have the projectors blasting the world onto the wall, which would probably take a bit of the processing away from the GPU.
Sure,
To show
yeah,
you a bit
yeah.
more of the world in the next-gen Xbox, which is great. But at the same time, if I have bookcases and stuff, it really does throw off the imagery.
Yeah, and I
I'm
mean,
not
if,
thrilled about
if
this
you're playing
particular feature.
multiplayer or if there's an enemy, that's to the side, like if it's not in the field of view of the TV, it's going to be distorted and you're probably going to die.
And maybe there might be like a weird advantage thing in Call of Duty, like if a dude is not on my TV, but he's on my bookcase, I know where he is.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
might be an issue in like if you're playing competitively.
Yeah, so I'm kind of interested with the view that's on the TV right now, is that just the normal game view, and then everything else
Yeah,
is
so that's
like
just
the
what your
world
Xbox
around
is.
you?
That's what your
Okay.
Xbox is feeding you to
Yeah,
your TV,
yeah,
and the
that's
projector
crazy.
picks up the rest.
Yeah.
And what this is doing now, the video here, is just guiding us through different features. So we have context edges, which is basically, it's the same thing where you do see the world, but it's not as explicitly
Sure, yeah.
realistic or in the vein of the game. It's just like outlines to give you an idea of the world and some effects. Like we're seeing gunfire come from off screen there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the big thing with this video is it is a really interesting proof of concept.
Yeah.
The whole thing's going to be at the end of the day, does this work and does this even make the games better?
Sure.
Like, yeah, I think it works best, honestly, in the video for me, like particle effects, snow, like
Right,
these
like
lasers
something
going
like
off screen.
this,
Yeah.
where it's context selective, so it is picking various pieces of the game,
Sure.
like bullets and explosions and
I
stuff.
mean, the one thing that you have to think though is, there was a big push with 3D gaming and
Sure.
3D TVs, and it feels like that's really died down in the past few years. Like that hit for a couple years, and then people were just like, you know what, just regular gaming is fine for me. And then we're hearing a lot of hype on the Oculus Rift, so it's like how are these two kind of immersion devices going to coexist?
Yeah, it's definitely like the next step in console gaming. It's like console gaming's reaction to Rift or
Yes.
to 3D gaming. It's just trying different things.
And does your bedroom have to be located in an IKEA like this one is?
in a big open space. Something I do like here is showing appearance. Just kind of giving us an idea of like what your room might look like. Hey, it's a darkly lit room, and then when we go here, it's changing not only the lighting of the room, but it's changing the lighting of the room with the projector.
Yeah, that's
which
pretty
is
cool.
Interesting because like I would love to see something like Splinter Cell take advantage of this, because in Conviction the screen would go black and white when you're hidden, but
Yeah.
here they could dim it something like this.
Yeah.
Or just like dim it completely black just to say, hey, the game doesn't change, but your room changes to let you know, hey, you're hidden.
Yeah.
Just subtle things like that I think could be really evocative.
Or even effects like, say, you're playing a noir game, like if the room turns black, your entire room kind of turns like different shades of gray.
Sure.
Like, that'd be neat.
The Radial Wobble is by far my favorite because it's the most subtle, but it's also the one that, like you're saying, makes me want to puke. I'm like, oh, it's too real. It's too much.
Dubstep in real life.
Dubstep come to life. Just ripples. Like, I want to shoot a rocket launcher with that thing. Okay. This one I don't understand at all.
This is just, we are in the Matrix right now.
Yeah, I don't know like what the purpose of this would be. But again, this is all very proof of concept.
Sure.
It is happening in real time.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea of like what this thing is capable of.
Yeah,
Obviously,
absolutely.
like this would be amazing in a space game. Can you imagine like flying an X-wing around in this?
And then have the stars be
it'd be
flying in
amazing,
your face.
Marty.
Yeah, that's the future right there.
I was really down on this thing when I first saw it,
Yeah.
but now that I see stuff like really subtle things here, like it's snowing and it's accumulating, and like as you back up, the snowflakes take momentum into account.
and they're going towards the front of your TV.
They're accumulating under your TV.
This is insane.
That's really smart and subtle. Like something like that could really benefit a game.
Oh, absolutely.
Not necessarily in a way that it's like it's going to change the way you play, but it's like the Rock Band Smoke Machine where you're just like, this is cool.
Yeah, exactly.
This is more in line what I'm talking about with something like Splinter Cell, right?
This
like you're
is
in a
cool.
driving game,
Yeah,
and the lighting reacts in real time depending on where your car is.
Yeah,
as if you're sitting in a driver's seat. Like that. This is really something.
This is kind of amazing, honestly.
So this is all in development at Microsoft right now. This is all very specific to Xbox or maybe PC gaming, but things coming to life like this, like grenades rolling into your living room and exploding.
Yeah.
Possibly something we're going to see with the next-gen Xbox.
Do you think we're going to see this, during the launch event in a couple weeks from now?
If it is going to be involved in the next-gen Xbox at all, like I would hope it's part of the next-gen reveal event. It does sound very hardware-focused.
Yeah.
Microsoft is very clear that games are going to be part of E3. We're probably going to see a lot more of the console and what it can do. I hope that if the rumors we're hearing about Kinect 2 being involved in the Xbox, I'm kind of hoping that somehow it's capable of doing this without necessarily requiring me to buy another device.
Sure, yeah.
Because the last thing the Xbox needs is to, A, force you to buy a Kinect, and then B, say, hey, we have more devices that you can buy.
That's getting a little much.
Here we're seeing a bit of stuff with Portal. I don't really know what it's going for here, but it's, again, proof of concept. It's just showing, hey, you can turn your world. Here's a combination of something we saw before with the cartoon world and the grid together.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things are just showing the different aesthetics, how it's capable of doing cartoony, it's doing lighting.
Now it's doing the context stuff.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of really interesting ideas.
Yeah,
and I can definitely see like how they could be used. Like I would love to see my room light up in blue when I get stuck with a plasma grenade.
That
in
would be
5.
amazing. Yeah,
be great.
there's a lot of potential in this. This is horrifying. I'm not sure what's happening right now.
Right, it's like kind of 3D, but
it's like during
also
that first movie that was shown like 120 years ago when the train was coming out of the screen, people ran out of the theater.
That's a little better there because it recognizes object. It's contextual, right? It's not just blasting it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's showing you, hey, like I recognize that you have plants here. I'm going to blast the image around that.
Yeah.
Subtle
I feel like
things
if
like
this
that
thing is going to exist, this is going to be like an amazing Best Buy showcase. Like people are going to go into those rooms and be like, "Oh my God, look at this!"
Right, like when you sat down and surround sound. Like this is almost like visual surround sound.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's a perfect way to put it. Patent that.
Yeah, that's money for us, Marty.
We got cameras. I don't know these dudes are spying on people now.
Yeah, it's actually a really excellent spy system. So what you're seeing here, this is a little hard to wrap your head around because it is just kind of blasting through it. Here, you're in the projected image on the left, it's strictly showing you what you're seeing around your TV.
Okay.
It's basically just blocked out the image on the TV just to show you in the context of the living room, here is what we're blasting on your wall. Yeah. And then on the right, it's just like what it looks like in real time.
Yeah.
But it just gives you perspective. There, yeah, like you see the thing like flashes in, it shuts down the projector on everywhere except the TV, and then comes back.
Oh, interesting.
Depending on if you're in a scope. So it's just like a quick zoom in thing just to show you
that's neat.
Another quick little feature. I mean, IllumiRoom it's something that I was down on for a while. I'm still not totally sold on it, but it is interesting enough that I'm like, man, if this was real, like if this comes to be, because it is an R&D project, and keep in mind that Kinect was an R&D project for a while too. But if it comes to be, like it could be something really, really cool.
Also, a quick note, I believe the bulbs themselves for projectors are incredibly expensive.
Right, so that's the biggest limitation is, like, what is this thing going to cost?
Yeah, not only the initial price, but the every few months or whatever, you need to change the bulb.
Yeah, so we saw, like, early on, it's somewhere in here in the beginning where it's just like, it is a projector and a Kinect. Like, that's money. That is so much money.
That is so much money.
Before you have to, like, keep up with it. So I hope Microsoft is maybe looking at this, looking at the proof of concept and thinking, like, there's something here. What can we do to make it accessible? What can we do to make it reasonably priced with the next-gen Xbox, which is already going to be expensive because Kinect might be involved in the box. Tough to say, Marty.
Yeah, I don't want to sound too down on it, but it's a really cool idea. But I'm not going to be completely sold on it until I see actual uses. In the
Perhaps you will see more on May 21st when Microsoft reveals the next Xbox. IGN's going to be covering it, Marty. We're going to be all over that. We're going to have tons on next gen stuff and the next Xbox. So if you want to learn everything you can about everything about the future of video games, you know where to be. Tell the people where to be, Marty.
IGN.com.
IGN.